Now a man in his second season in a Cardinal uniform. Here's James Conner. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And this is going to be a Cardinals first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. The Cardinals hit 6-5 now on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
On 1st and 10 is Conner, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And now Murray's going to set up the throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. DeAndre Carter back deep. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. And here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. It's Eckler again. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 46. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Herbert back to the air. This caught left side by the tight end Parham. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 2nd and a couple. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice one.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Hopkins' kick is good, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember next week, Murray fighting, lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Murray now. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he had the play diagnosed perfectly there.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Running on first down, Eckler. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes the score Chargers 10, Cardinals nothing. Dustin Hopkins making off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Murray. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Murray to Moore, first down, Arizona.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. From the 41, Herbert. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Marcus Golden able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And this one too low. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
3rd and long. It's Herbert. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And they'll accept that penalty. Well, to be frank, a silly penalty there trying to block the field goal, and that leads to a fresh set of downs. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
That one caught by Carter. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. It's caught by his running back, Austin Eckler. Touchdown! Austin Eckler with touchdown number 20 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Cardinals take over on 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Murray. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Charger drive about to get going. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 99 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Oh, it looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's fourth down. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Murray now to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Murray. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
And some space here. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there for L.A. 44 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. 109 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Herbert. Out left, he's got it to Everett. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Eckler now between the tackles. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
On 2nd down, Michel. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Herbert. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
On 4th down, Herbert. That's to his running back, complete. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score. Chargers 27, Cardinals 3.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Taken in at the 3. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. And they're going to get this up to midfield. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Here's Murray. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Murray and company going for it on fourth. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Up the middle with Eckler. And some room to roam now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 138 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's brought down. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler, his 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers have opened the lead up to 30. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here comes Carter. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A give, Eckler running to the right. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
178 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. A handoff, it's Eckler. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Let's go now.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Chargers extend their lead, and they are about to get to a 9-2 record. Hopkins with the extra point, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That pass complete to Moore. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. They go play action now with McSorley sliding out of the pocket. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Charger drive about to get going. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Tackle made by Marcus Golden.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. That's taken on the 25. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they make.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Let's go now.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Chargers, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here.
And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action